So there is a prediction that was made by Reid Hoffman. Hoffman is one of the founders of LinkedIn. He said that by 2034, over 50% of professionals are going to essentially be freelancers, which means they're not going to have like one employer, like how things used to be traditionally, right? Like traditionally, you get a skill and you find somebody that wants to hire you fully, you work for them, and then you service those who your skill benefits, right? Like that's how it used to be. You got employed. But by 2034, because of all of these um, movements, like you have AI, you have people seeing the benefit in fractional work, employers are trying to be as lean as possible. A lot of the economic landscape has dramatically changed over the years because of a number of factors. By 2034, things are going to look very different. Now, I'm bringing this up because it requires you to make some choices right now, right? I mean, think about this. If you are entering into a season where you are essentially going to be, I would say, freelancing, you have a skill, you have valuable work that can be done, it's important for you to know how to exchange or to take that value and monetize it. It's not always going to be through an employer. So you have to do certain things. You have to build, you got to find new clients. You got to get people to trust you, right? You have to deal with the fact that your income may be somewhat inconsistent, or you at least have to create a baseline so that when you do go to apply for certain things where employment was the backbone of it, like there are plenty of loans that you cannot get unless you can show that you have consistent income. So it's going to be something that you have to think about later on. Not knowing how to price or position your offer, spending more time marketing than actually doing the work, feeling invisible online despite knowing that you have the skills. Like all of these are different things that you're going to have to think through. And right now, with it being 2025, now would be a really good time to at least start to get the ball rolling. Now, I've been creating um, some other like videos and stuff on the fact that you can start to build authority by putting offers out there, right? Like having digital product, having digital products, and having digital offerings. I think that if you could start doing that now, imagine what your brand and your posture could look like 3 years from now. It could be amazing, right? Like you just want to get ahead of this, okay? Now, I wrote this blog post and I put a heavy focus on the fact that getting referrals is going to be one of those things that can dramatically sort of change that landscape for you. If you can build a network around you, that can provide you with the ability to, generate income, generate opportunities, and be able to get people to say, hey, like this circle knows that you have a particular skill that could be in your benefit years from now. So it's important for you to get organized, position yourself to be top of mind, create content and social signals, craft your talk triggers, and you also have to implement different messaging and email scripts that can enable people to understand your language. Like you have to start speaking this language so that people say, hey, well, every time I hear these particular words, I think of this person. And you need to start crafting what you want that to look like for you. Now, I have two programs right now that I think would be a good fit for you to at least check out. Okay, at least check out. The first one is Referrals on Demand. So that is you being able to put together a framework where you can build your own referral network. It is absolutely necessary for you to get others for you to get your name in other people's mouths. Have you ever heard that quote? It's all about who you know. Well, let me add another part to it to add some context. It's not just about who you know, it's about who knows you. And they not only have to know you, but they also have to know what type of value you bring to the table. All right, so that's the first big thing. The second program that I think would be a good fit for you If you're interested in, again, in getting ahead of this, is Digital Payday. So that's my 1-month program, 30-day program on being able to position you so that you have some type of digital offering. There's 3 phases to it. The first phase is to validate. You really have to validate whether or not your skills solve a problem that people are aware of, and that they would say, hey, you know what? The solution, or what I would separate with for the solution, is greater than the pain of keeping the problem. Like I value that more than keeping this problem. The second phase to it is having some type of pre-launch campaign. This is where you're still validating, but now you're entering into this phase where you're creating and also getting people to start to engage around what you're creating. Super valuable. And then the last phase is actually launching. This is you actually putting something out there, completing it, and then refining it and updating it as you get additional feedback. So 2 things: referrals on demand and Digital Payday. Now, somewhere in this article, somewhere inside of this blog post, I have a link with the promotional code for you to be able to get this absolutely risk-free. To be quite honest with you, it doesn't matter how much the price is, because if you get into these programs and you don't like a thing, you hit me up, and the first thing I'll do is I'll say, hey, what could I do to be a resource to you, right? Like, I need you to learn these skills. If you've reached this part of the video, or if you've consumed the majority of this blog post, you obviously are concerned about this fact or this statistic that, or this prediction. Let me call it a prediction, all right? But there is data to support why these predictions are being made. If it is a concern to you, those 2 skills, getting referrals, building a referral network, and creating online assets, is going to be extremely valuable to you. All right. So again, it doesn't matter what the actual investment is, because if you are not happy, I will gladly give you your investment back. I'm going to first try to be a resource to you, but I don't want money to be an inhibitor to you leaning in and learning these skills. All right. There's way too much information out there for you to sift through and try to figure this out. YouTube University is way too vast. So you actually having sort of a step-by-step framework to be able to follow, I think, is valuable, and also having access to a community where we would, 1, hold you accountable, and also be there for you as a resource. As always, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to hit me up. All right, peace.